Welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about how we got a TV show while I make myself the most classic roast chook roll with the bachelor's handbag. So you probably can't really see me cooking, but you're not going to miss much because it's going to be very basic. Day 4 of doing this 60-day challenge. As the views get lower and lower, that's okay. I'm happy just to keep talking, keep using this time as a experience learning curve, and just get better at this. So if you're watching, that's incredible. I really appreciate it, and some of the comments recently have been nice. But yeah, so I will just continue to battle through it. But I'm enjoying it. So thank you for being on the road. I've got a puppy here, which I'll show you soon. He's very cute. So cheeky though. Forget with their little needle teeth that they just bite. They bite all day. And now he's whinging. But yes, let me tell you about the tale of how I worked on my very first TV show, which is, for those wondering, Kinney, with Troy Kinney, blood brother, just a really, really good mate. He's just been the best over the years. Always also feel like we got a little bit stitched up here and there with opportunities just almost kind of compounding, but then in the TV industry, how quickly they can do almost the opposite. You think you're kind of leading into a certain path, and then very quickly, almost very immediately, it can be all taken away from you. Hang on, let me just let this dog out. Don't know if it'll turn around the whole way. Oh yeah, it does. There you go, buddy. But yeah, we thought we were in a position where you could do one TV show. I quit everything and go, all right, my life is now in TV world. And then once you are done in your project and it doesn't get greenlit for another season, we were lucky enough to experience both, it being greenlit for multiple seasons and also the other side of it, where they get you your lanyard to get you in the building and they go, we will take that back, thank you. But it was funny, the first season, you edit the whole thing and you deliver the show and they take the lanyard off of you and they go, okay, get the fuck out of the building. And then you get greenlit a second season and they get the lanyard and they're like, oh my God, here's your lanyard back. Your desk is still here for you. Happy days. But it is funny. It's like, it's cutthroat. It's so cutthroat. So when we were doing Kinney, it was because, well, when we got Kinney, it was because we were on YouTube, this thing, in 2012, making sketches essentially for free. Oh, well, not for free, just doing it for the love of the game. And we were doing it with a bunch of content creators, or kind of YouTubers at the time. And Kinney was one who we got along great. We'd make a lot of videos together. And it got to the point where someone kind of at Network 7 headhunted Kinney and said, hey, have you got enough stuff for a pilot for a sketch show? Because we like what you're doing, and I think that there's an opportunity to do something in this space. And of course he said, yeah, absolutely. But had absolutely nothing, had nowhere near enough content or scripts or ideas to create a pilot for a show. But if you're given that opportunity, of course you say yes. You make it up later. So said yes, and then he entrusted me to be on his side with him, along with some other writers and whatnot. And we wrote a pilot and got to make it, which was incredible. Put our heart and soul into it. Enough so that I was working full time and I said, well, here's my out. I'm in TV world. I quit everything. I remember I did like a full moon party in Thailand, and I was riding during the day and partying at night. Anyway, came back. We made it. It got greenlit to a series, and any idea that we ever thought we would have had, and I think our YouTube, well, this YouTube account, was that. Hang on, you want to see the dog? Here we go. Oh, this is Cooper. Look at him. Little terror, but cute as. He can smell chicken. What was I saying? Yeah, this YouTube account was at, I think, like 30,000 subscribers, maybe even more. It's down to like 16 now, so, but that's my own fault. But again, I was like, I'm going to sound bad right now, but I was like, YouTube, whatever. We're out into TV world now. All these years later, spat out the other side of it. I mean, there's still TV around, but how dire it is in Australia. What if I don't want to think about it too much, but I wonder what life would have been like if we just stuck to this platform. So interesting. I guess maybe that's what I'm exploring now. That's, if you can hear that, that's the dog just attacking a empty box of something. But yeah, what life would have been like if we just stuck to this, stuck to YouTube. But I can't dwell on that because I think some of the experience we had was the absolute best. So yes, we wrote a pilot. We shot a pilot. I would have been about 23 at the time, pretty young, and was able to. I don't think they trusted me to direct it, but I think they could kind of see when they did the pilot. I have a very, I kind of find directing quite a natural thing that I really enjoy doing. So I was able to kind of work my way or prove myself to the point that like, yeah, you should, would be happy for you to direct this thing. We go and, okay, I should explain more for anyone who's watching about what it was like to get a show or at least be in negotiations. Granted, it was Troy more so at the helm of like initial meetings and then brought me along for the ride, but still we were experiencing a lot of this together for the first time, from how long, like you got to break it into ad breaks. So you need to make sure that there's sketches that can fill 21 and a half minutes for a half-hour show to allow ad breaks in amongst all that. From that to, working with departments, so like wardrobe department, costume department, wardrobe and costume, same department, sorry, props department. And, if I'm directing, you need an AD, an assistant director, who is almost the one that puts the schedule together. And if they put the schedule together, they're also the one that has to abide by it. So when you're, trying to do silly jokes and film sketches there in your ear saying, we are like an hour behind right now, so we've got to hurry up, which is great to hear when you're trying to make comedy. So yeah, I'm jumping around. As I said, I'll get better at this, but for now, this is my cluttered way of saying how we got a TV show. But the way it kind of worked is we did sell our souls. Bad contracts, low pay, because it wasn't even on the main network. It was on one of their, smaller networks. If I won't say which ones, but if you've got your main one, you've got the other ones that usually a lot of reality shows sit under. So that's the free to air, not on the main network, but you still got a TV show. So we were paid very, very little. And you look back at that now and go, how did I even say yes to that? But I think you just wanted to be in. Again, I thought we were like, once you're in, you're in. Proved to be very different now. Hindsight's 2020. It's funny if anyone's young enough and thinking of doing stuff, to translate into TV, I'd honestly really focus on this. I'm a little late now to it, but I've had a good career. 4 seasons of TV shows, worked on almost every network. I've worked on, I think, 6 different TV shows, which have been really great. Loved it. Loved the experience. Live TV, so exciting. Just those unknowns of like, you've written a bit, and you're about to see it get executed, and not like when you're doing this kind of stuff where you can go, I can do another take and I can delete it. This is like, shit, if it bombs, it bombs. But if it goes great, that's the best. Really, really good feeling. So yeah, getting a TV show back 10, 15 years ago was very much, it actually worked we were picked up because of the YouTube stuff, which I think is still almost the same thing. So don't discount how important this thing is. But yeah, what else happened? If there's anyone who knows production in here, I apologize because it's very obvious stuff, but the people who don't know that well is when you normally do sketches, you get together on a certain day and film and then edit and you upload it. This is very different where you have to shoot in a block. So therefore, if we take a step back from the block, it's like you have to do pre-production, and before then you have to do script writing. So you write your 100 scripts, you sort them all out, rewrite them, give them to all the departments. So when they're like, man dressed as sperm, what does that look like? And you got to have all these meetings about that. And then it goes into pre-production. Hey, we want to shoot script 3 has a scene in a toilet and script 75 has a scene in a toilet. We'll shoot them on the same day. So then it's like a big jigsaw puzzle. Then you're in production and it's 3 weeks of like Monday to Friday, 7 in the morning till 7 at night, insane days. But it's kind of like, they're actually the best. Getting into that world is the best because you almost feel like you're going into battle with like the whole crew together. Like, all right, this is this big monster project over a long time. We're going to be stressed together, but also we've got to try and back each other and be really supportive and make it fun. And I think that's like the director's job was, I always just tried to make it enjoyable from every department, having fun and putting confidence in people just to be like this, hey buddy, putting confidence into people to say, you're doing a good, you've crushed this is great. If actors are getting nervous, talking them through, hey, you've done a good job here. You're on the right path. We'll get there. Just, try and calm them because, yeah, actors stuffing up lines a lot can get very nerve-wracking and you can kind of get in your own head. So I've seen bad directors almost crack it at people who are forgetting lines or stuffing up takes. And I'm just like, you're just making the whole process worse for them and the whole crew because, yeah, I would take it differently where you go, just either work out a way you can get cover. I'm really jumping all over the place, but work out a way you can get coverage, in different ways so you can get through half a line and then go over this side and give them a bit of a chop out or let them have a quick break, something like that. But yes, I digress from the getting a show. So having meetings with the network through to getting pre-production, it all happened really, really fast. And we edited, Troy and myself, at the network. We got our own little office and we were just like young and had no real like other commitments, families and things like that. So we could just edit from, 8 in the morning till 11 at night every day, which was incredible. And we got to, Troy and I would just like go delusional and just have just sitting in front of a computer editing for 11 hours was the absolute best. So don't know if that really gets to the point, but it was, long story short is, instead of trying to, okay, here we go. Instead of trying to film, like get a script and pitch it around and hope someone says yes, it doesn't really work that way anymore. With YouTube and things like that, just make it. Make the thing. It's cheap enough to make now. You can do most of it on one of these. I've had a meeting with Comedy Central in America before, and the guy said, we know how to make things look pretty. We just want the concept. We just want the idea to shine through, and that's what we green light. And so therefore, yeah, people sometimes think, oh, production's got to get, lighting and this and that. You actually don't. You really don't. You just need the idea and the writing to be good. So focus on that, and then I think there's enough people around that can give you a chop out. But also, didn't have cameras as good as this 10, 15 years ago. You use this well, people can't even tell it's an iPhone anymore. So I've already said long story short, but I'll say it again. Make stuff. Just make it, put it out, build an audience, and then opportunities come. Because even 15 years ago on YouTube, that's the exact thing that happened to us. See you tomorrow. Check out my Sanger. Doesn't look as good as I thought it would be. But see you tomorrow.